Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for February 10th, 2022. I'm Arlene Grace, an intuitive energy coach, channel, and mentor. So I was feeling into this energy and I was meditating on it. And there are these different visions that were coming through to help me to see it. And then it really had me land into this one story, this one experience that I had had in my life in my late 20s. And today's energy is that of the nine. The nine is really letting go. It's the transformation, it's the graduation. So it's moving from one state to the next, that nothing can truly be destroyed. It can only be transformed, right? It can move to the next level. And so as an example of this nine energy, it's this: I'm letting go of a relationship dynamic so that we can take it to the next level. Now, letting go of this relationship dynamic, it can mean letting go of my partner, right? And taking it to the next level of me healing, of me letting go of what it was that I didn't want so I can move forward to what I truly want to experience. And this two of spades energy is really, for me, it's like, am I willing to live now? Do I choose to live now? Am I willing to let go of what I see, what I may be experiencing, and direct my focus on what it is that I want, regardless? Right. And so it's a highly intuitive energy that we can really tap into ourselves, the truth of what it is that we truly desire, our truth, which is a vibrational energy within ourselves. It's this feeling. I feel this to be true for me. And what is true for me may not feel true for others, right? We all have our own beliefs. We all have our own limitations. We all have our own experiences. We all have our own way of filtering life. And so the experience that it took me to was in my late 20s. And so at 26, I was told that I couldn't have children. I had endometriosis. And so the pain, what was happening in my fallopian tubes, the cysts that would grow, they were really, the scar tissue, it was really obstructing my ability to conceive. Not that I was then, but it was a journey that I had been experiencing for a number of years. And so the top doctor in Toronto, top gynecologist, shared that news with me. And I had to really move through that, right? Really move through this idea that I couldn't be a mother. And the prescription was to up my meds, which was to up birth control. And that the birth control could help to reduce the size of the cyst, reduce the pain, reduce the other symptoms that I was having in my body. And so I kept on upping, like every so often I would just up my dosage, not my dosage, but the amount within my my birth control pill. And so it got to a point where I had gone to the highest level of birth control and it wasn't working. And I was still feeling all of the pain, all of the, it was intense, I'll just say there. And it led me to a place where I was now anxious. My emotional mastery had dropped. And I was now anxious all the time. I was now depressed and I was now suicidal. And I felt alone. And so I was finally inspired to go to my doctor, my general practitioner. And I was sitting across from him. And I remember I was crying and I was sharing with him, you know, I'm having suicidal thoughts. Like I'm scared. Like there's these thoughts I've never had. And he looked at me and he said, okay. And he just started writing me a script. And he ripped off the script and he gave it to me and he said, okay, so we're just going to put you on these meds. And these meds should help you. And I looked at it and I looked at him and I said, isn't there another way? Like, isn't there a natural way? I'm already on, tricycling, and I want something else. I want something that is more natural. Can you perhaps suggest a psychologist, a psychiatrist? Is there anything that we can do there? And I'm crying, right? And I'm upset. And he looks at me and he says, do you want to die? And I sat there and my brain was just like not computing what he was saying. And I opened my eyes and I looked at him and I said, well, pardon me, what did you say? And he said, do you want to die? Take the drugs or die. And something within me just got angry. Something within me just said, fuck no. And I looked at him and I basically said, fuck you. And I got up and I left. And I got into my car and I was sitting in my car and I'm like, what was that? Like that disruption that this doctor, that this doctor gave to me, or that this doctor allowed for me to have, just, it shifted this pattern that was running in my mind, right? I want to die. I could see the ways. I was depressed. I was anxious. And his asking me, do I want to die, really inspired this feeling in my body that was, no, I don't. I choose to live. Screw you, doctor. I choose to live. And as I sat there in the car, I was feeling, okay. And like I was upset and I was angry and I was frustrated and I wasn't being seen. I wasn't being heard. And that's how I was taking it. And I reached into my bag and I took my birth control pills and I started driving and I just tossed it out the window. I was like, no more, I'm done. No more drugs. I'm over it. I choose to live. I choose to live and I'm going to do it my way. And within weeks, the suicidal thoughts were gone, the depression gone, the anxiety gone. I'd stopped taking all of the birth control. Periods started getting better. Pain started to go away. And shortly thereafter, I got pregnant. And so there was this feedback of, I choose to live. Even though I had to let go of what this doctor, who was an authority, was telling me to do, even though I had to let go of the feedback that was happening in my body, even though I had to let go of the idea of not being able to have children and all of these things, even though this was all happening in my life, I still chose to trust what was being inspired from within me and to live that out. And so this is your invitation today, that if you were to choose to live today and experience the life that you wanted to have, the relationships that you wanted to have, the business that you wanted to have, the career that you wanted to have, the house, the home, the traveling, all of those things, if you decided to live today, what would you let go of, and would you be willing to do it? Because many of the times we focus on the tangible material things, right? I'm just clipping my clipboard, right? We focus on the material things that are here, that we see. But with that comes limitation. Everything is energy and it cannot be destroyed. It can only be transmuted. It can only be brought to the next level. And with our own senses, with our own eyes, smell, taste, touch, we can only see 0.0000001% of the material world. Everything else is energy. Everything else is possibility. 99.99999% is possibility. It's energy. And so where are you willing to direct your flow? Where are you willing to direct your focus? Will you choose to live today? Because that's where we are being supported. And with this energy of the 8, where we can continue to build momentum, continue to build legacy, and this is the energy of the 8 for the month of February, there's this power in it. Are you willing to choose to direct your focus and your power into living and into living the life that you desire? Because if you can focus on the 99.99999% of what you don't see, you can very well have it. Beautiful. Questions, comments, please feel free to share, and I will be happy and excited to respond. Sending you all so much love, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.